and that can be one of your better targets, because if you do hook the Syndra or Aphelios, you kind of need to have like a control ward or two and just put it. I suppose that is reasonable, but let's see, maybe you don't need to complete the quest if you just one-shot this guy.
Nice knock-up from Erha with the power grab to make sure that he's able to land that rocket grab himself. The Elk, though, once again taking a ton of turret shots. He's below 100 HP. The minions might not be able to do anything as JJ flashes forward. It was risky, but he finally pays off as Weibo Gaming pick up first blood.
Yeah, and I'm just so curious if that's even worth it. I mean, on the scoreboard, it says so,
like
but
both teams feeling comfortable about their ability to scale and play some of these fights that are more extended, drawn out. See some skirmishing down here in the bottom side. Erha lands the rocket grab, but Viper has 6 and is able to just annihilate the Blitzcrank with the help of his Moonlight Vigil and those Shurikens. An easy 2v2 kill picked up for BLG.
yeah, and BLG said they're going to end up backing off, and Mundo's going to be able to start up these grubs here. So, again, it's a bit of a cross-map play. Someone has to tank a death, but they get an objective on the other side of the map.
So, BLG able to equalize that gold lead slightly, but JJ will be able to get those 3 grubs, and now BLG going to add to that lead in the kill department as Viper gets kill number 2. Thanks to the help of Shun and his unstoppable force, Erha dies for the 2nd time in as many minutes.
Yeah, and funneling that kill into Viper is so meaningful, by the way. I mean, literally has an 850 gold lead right now. I'm pretty sure he just procced cash back, that's why, but that is so meaningful here. And this Gnar is minied out. He's stuck in mini. He's going to get one shot.
See if Ben is able to do anything to try to survive this. The towers definitely are more powerful, but not powerful enough, especially up against JJ, who has popped that ultimate and will keep himself nice and healthy.
He could just be sitting in the bush, man. He can just be anywhere, and you could just be getting Malphite ulted out of nowhere. And looks like Ben might be going for the three-peat here.
This is a bold decision. It was a little bit easier to go for it when he was not Mega, but now with an extra mem here in Xiaohu, going to make that decision a little bit easier, as they will be able to take down Bin for the 3rd kill of the game on Weibo's side. Oh, but Zika died. Oh, it's a 1-for-1.
Zika died. Well, I guess Zika is receiving the bin treatment a little bit. You know, that's just how it is as a weak side player. You are literally just, you have 2 options. Either you just don't play the game, you get no golden XP, you just sit under your second tower.
BLG actually are down in gold, but that's just how powerful this Aphelios is at this stage in the game. And they're going to look to try to feed him even more as an unstoppable force once again finds Erha. Elk not going to be in a position to respond. And who else but Viper to go on a rampage?
Yeah, they are saying, welcome back to the LPL, buddy. Here's your silver Viper champ, I would say. This is exactly what you want. One of the best players in the game, on one of the best champions in the game, being completely spoon-fed.
We've seen countless moments of Viper on the Aphelios specifically in the LPL have incredible moments. In fact, that's what won him Game 5 of his World Championship. Now he's looking for a huge moment here. He uses the Moonlight Vigil, but he's going to get caught out and taken down in a 1v3. JJ gets a big shutdown, and Weibo are back in business, baby, as Xiaohu goes forward and gets his Mundo a double kill.
Yeah, I mean, Xiaohu completely carried that fight. That Between Worlds ult was just so effective. This slow that it's putting onto all of those BLG members, that just completely swung the entire game back in Weibo's favor.
Knight looking for an assassination onto Erha, not going to be able to get it though, as JJ able to make his way over to this Rift Herald, should be able to take that one down, get another neutral.
Plates off of this top tower, but other than that, you just kind of lose the objective with no recourse.
BLG, they are able to afford giving up one of those dragons. Maybe they want to wait a little bit more. Maybe look for a play instead.
Wow.
As Elk gets knocked up alongside Erha with the unstoppable force of Shun, and Viper gets right back onto the board. The Calibrum from downtown secures the double, and BLG answer right back.
Yeah, and BLG, we are so back out of nowhere. That's such a crazy play. I'm pretty sure he flash lanterned in the Malphite. And as Elk there, of course you're feeling paranoid, wanting to flash, but that's the last thing you want to do. As soon as you flash, the Malphite ult comes in. Boom, guess what? You're one-tapped. Guess what? That's a double kill for Viper. He's going to have over a 2,000 gold lead now. He still has his sums, and Corki has no flash. This 80 carry difference is going to be as most champs.
Oh my gosh. It
Look
is getting
at it.
deleted right now. 7,000 HP, however, Weibo do know that this is happening.
It's
and
gone.
Will allow for this Mundo to get close, but it is still secured by the hands of Bilibili Gaming. Sun's able to use the flash to get away, but Weibo still want the smoke. They're still looking for the fight, and they will be able to take the Malphite down. Zika, the one to land the final blow, but the rest of BLG will be able to escape. They get the Baron, and it only comes at the cost of one of their players, maybe a second though, as On has suddenly been caught out as well. A teleport his ear for Knight, but he will not be able to save, I should say, his support. Scatter of the Week comes out. It stuns up Zika, and Weibo should be able to escape with their lives. Viper now suddenly taken very low, and Weibo can still look to be aggressive now in a 3v5. They force Knight and Viper back, and they will not be able to get as much with this Baron as BLG may have originally hoped.
Yeah, as ridiculous as it seems for a super even game state, -1 flash, is that that actually should have been even better for BLG. The only reason that was so ugly is Shun got Blitzcrank hooked, and that's inexcusable, man. You cannot get Blitzcrank hooked as Malphite when you have your ult up. There's no reason he should be ulting backwards, flashing over the wall, and dying when it just took one input to change the entire trajectory. All he had to do wrong. That is still a really good play for BLG.
Yeah, still have Baron buff for next 90 seconds, and while they are down in terms of gold right now, a lot of those objectives are going to continue to stack that
The
cash.
BLG jungle, I would not be surprised if we have a pretty intense 5v5 take place here. I also would not be surprised if Weibo has the reasonability to just give this one up. It is literally a Malphite controlling this terrain right now. You're probably just going to get one tapped if you overstep, so let's see.
BLG poking, issuing little slivers of damage onto Weibo's side. Who will be the one to fully pull the trigger, though? Still waiting to see. Erha could be the difference maker with a rocket grab and use a lot of that patience to make sure that he does not pull the wrong player. If he gets Knight or Viper, it could be game warping, series warping here for Weibo. They're playing things very safely as the Dragon has been started up.
Yeah, I mean, at least you want to get in range for a 50-50 smite here, but they want
There they
more.
go. Knockup already connecting onto Xiaohu. Viper in severe danger. He flashed away, but still has a lot of healing with that red gun. It's going to be Viper eventually getting taken down by the hands of Zika. But can the rest of BLG come to play without their main carry alive? They get the Renekton as it's still a 1 for 2 in favor of BLG. Elk's able to back away from that death sentence of On, but it's BLG securing the third dragon of the game.
It looks like Knight is finally on the board. Insane. I'm sure we might have seen some of those push clips before. I mean, he's got the business skin. I'm sure he knows what he's doing. But when this Mundo hits level 16 and he has a Randuin's, Aphelios is going to do no damage. He's going to heal so much.
There's no scatter on Knight right now, and that means Weibo want to go on the aggressive end. Shun gets hooked up, uses that unstoppable force defensively, and that's a big cooldown. No longer at BLG's disposal. Bin teleports in, has to immediately hop, skip, and jump out of the way. And Weibo Gaming in a good position now to potentially contest a Baron or just set up their lane. 25 here with a new addition in Viper at the 80 carry position. You see the red and the blue guns once again unlock for Viper, and they find a big scatter of the week onto JJ to chunk him to half HP. Meanwhile, Zika was looking for a flank onto Bin, but unable to find any crucial targets, and now Bin approaching Meganar. The unstoppable force comes forward from Shun, and that's the go button for BLG. 2 members down. Xiaohu forced to jump away, but he will not be able to escape for very much longer. Flashed away from the wallop. Maximum dosage here for JJ will keep him alive, but BLG are still 5 strong, and they can make their way to the Dragon Soul.
Yeah, and what an effective usage of the go button. They quite literally one-shot Zika before he was even able to pop the Dominus. That's such a difference maker in this fight. The Blitzcrank and the Renekton just had no way to navigate that. Beautiful ulti. Wow, look at that damage onto Elk right there.
Almost able to one-shot Elk. Has help from On to get away from.
Take it.
Could be a little bit even more damage. On thought about it. You know he thought about going in there. But going for the safer play instead. Baron is on the table, and Zika does not respawn for another 5 seconds, and no TP on the Renekton.
Yeah, and JJ doesn't have the passive right now. I believe it should come up pretty soon here, but it means he can actually be crowd controlled for once. And You can just one-shot this.
Getting close to Mega Gnar. There he is. Will he use the ultimate? Already does. Doesn't find a priority target. And it's going to be the Baron secured by Weibo. Somehow, someway, BLG have it stolen right under their noses. And now can go for the fight on the other side of things. Bin has a Sterix pop. Zika looking to dash forward. And they will take the Gnar down. Zhao who gets the kill. And now Billy are on the run with Weibo, the ones wearing purple.
And that's the thing with the Cloud Soul. It's the highest win rate soul, but a lot of the power comes from using your ultimates. They expended all of their ultimates. I wonder whose game this is going to be now. Just because one team has the Cloud Soul, the other team has the Baron here. They have the gold lead. Their champions are pretty good late game. I mentioned the Mundo. We might have ourselves a game that could go all the way to the Elder Dragon just to get some hopes up.
And if you thought Mundo was hard to kill, he's got his 4th item, and that's a Protoplasm Harness. Going to be basically a second ulti if he ever gets below 30% HP. Hook lands onto On. Erha landing a nice rocket grab, and that's Elk getting the kill. 4v5 now opened up across the map as Bin teleports in to try to defend his bot lane tier 1, but that will not happen. There's still the empowered minions for the next 60 seconds, and Weibo are going to make the most of it.
Oh, this is so awkward too, because as Viper, he's got a Lord Dominic's regards and an Executioner's calling. He knows he needs to cut this healing, but this Executioner's can't do anything. Luckily, he gets the extra inventory slot, but yeah, this Mundo, as I kind of theorized, is just going to be such an amazing champion for Weibo.
Oh,
they ulti onto him.
They're going to have to try to just one-shot him, but he cleanses away, pops the ulti, and JJ will not fall. This Mundo is immortal, and Elk's going to land the kill onto Shun as well. Xiaohu on the flank. Knight and Viper are very low, and Weibo will continue their push with the Baron buff.
And guess what, Graves? He didn't even have to pop the Protoplasm Harness there. He didn't even reach the threshold. He would have had just that much more healing, just that much more tenacity. He's just so immortal. He's so unkillable. He's even more ahead now. You've got this extra inventory slot. You've got all the gold in the world, but there's just no item you can build to punch through this Mundo right now. Here we go.
Another hook. It lands onto Shun. He's going to have to use the lantern from On to get away, but JJ still just going to walk straight into the opposition, and Zhao, who has found a massive flank, but he gets knocked up and is going to get taken down by the Unleashed Power. A massive mistake by the mid laner of Weibo Gaming could end up costing them this team fight. Here goes Bin. He's Mega Gnar, lands the wallop, and gets the Gnar on to Zika. 2-0 BLG, and they're going to push down mid to look for more.
Yeah, I mean, Xiao, who was just doing too much right there. He's like one of the only ways you can throw is by dying as one of these vulnerable champions. There was no need to go for that. He got completely punished. I'm not sure what by. I think it was actually a Scatter of the Week that might have hit him. To be sure, they have a huge spot to take this game 2 right now. They're going to even probably get the Baron.
Remember, guys,
if none of your teammates can kill the opposition, so we're going to have BLG with the trifecta, Grapes. That's the Baron, that's the Elder, and that's the Dragon.
That's going to be the biggest challenge of them all, potentially. Maybe even more than winning the game. We see a Guardian Angel not picked up for Viper. Knight has gotten extremely fed at this point in the game as well. Sitting with that Death Cap alongside a Cosmic Drive, going to be throwing out scatters like it's nobody's business. Teleport comes in with the spellbook of On. You have Bin currently holding things down in the bottom lane, but he has a TP to join a fight if it ends up breaking out.
Yeah, typically with the Baron, you want to play multiple lanes. The hook goes wide here. Yeah, you can't really just siege one lane. It's too easy for them to clear the wave. So that's why Bin is delivering this mid wave here. He can sync this up with this imminent top wave, and this is going to be a really hard push to answer with all his Baron buffed minions. With all the buffs that BLG is wearing right now, you can see they just have to seed these towers. They have to play at their nexus. There's still over a minute of this Elder Dragon remaining.
The hope for Weibo, you can wait one more wave, hold it a little bit longer, and maybe that Elder Dragon buff will have expired by then. But it's going to be a tough task as there are still minions marching into the Nexus turrets now. 2 inhibitors already taken down. Weibo looking to avoid a game number 3, and BLG trying to force that decider. The first Nexus tower in severe danger and now taken down. Death Sentence lands onto JJ, and Bin is approaching Mega Gnar at level 19, looking to pull the trigger, and he will dash forward and land a 2-man Gnar. But on the back end of things, Zika is still forcing away, and JJ is healing up a storm. The Nexus becomes the target, and that will be BLG, sending us to game 3.
Yeah, BLG looked like